This is Medford, in the valley of the Rogue River in southern Oregon. When the author of Lost Horizon sought to imagine a perfect place on earth, he visualized a peaceful, fertile, secluded valley, sheltered on all sides by towering mountains. He called it Shangri-La. 30,000 Americans call it Medford. From aloft in spring, the airman looks down on Medford and sees a reflection of heaven, a bowl carpeted with green, lined with white blossoms. For it is here that the mountains, the moisture, and the growing year produce a magnificent fruit called the Rogue Valley pear. Now that you're oriented in this valley, where seclusion bordering on isolation has bred a happy self-sufficiency into the people of the Rogue River Valley, there's a house I want you to visit, some people I want you to meet. It's over there, on the highest hill on the valley floor. It's that magnificent, modern mansion of steel and glass, 270 elegant apartments overlooking 10,000 acres, 10,000 acres of pear orchards. A grand hotel on the crest of Barneberg Hill. It has another name, but for the moment we'll call it by the name which its occupants have playfully adopted. We'll call it the Barneberg Hilton. If there are 3 architectural monuments by which our post-war United States will be remembered, they are these: the bowling alley, the ultra-modern motel, and the home for retired folks. It's not easy from the outside to distinguish between these last two. That's why the Rogue Valley Manor has been dubbed by its occupants the Barneberg Hilton. I slept there last night. There was music in the recreation room when I arrived, and the members of the manor were having a ball. The ultra-elegant accommodations are as modern as Miami's finest. The beautiful manor on the hill, 10 stories of fine rooms and facilities for fun, is available to anybody with a little nest egg and a Social Security income. Now, maybe we'd better understand something. Oregon's Governor Hatfield and I are here today formally to dedicate the Rogue Valley Manor, not to sell you, for there is no vacancy at the manor. Its membership is full up, every apartment is occupied, and there's already a long waiting list. But I simply had to share with you the spirit of independence which still lives in our land, and to allow you a peek at this inspiring house on the horizon wherein men and women in the American tradition are able to provide for themselves and for their own future. Here in a Christian atmosphere of comfortable, friendly, congenial surroundings, with efficient hotel-like services, these folks are able to enjoy their senior years as one should enjoy the harvest time. Many continue working in town or in a nearby town. Others participate vigorously in the community activities of Medford. They don't just spend their years at the Rogue Valley Manor. They continue to invest every day in new activity, whether it's building a boat in the great workshop or studying in the handsome library or puttering in the lawn-scaped acres. Here's a facility so modern that even the garbage remains refrigerated until the moment it's picked up at the great loading docks. With an oxygen outlet at every bedside. With round-the-clock medical services available in a 40-bed adjacent health center. But the clinical conveniences are secondary. It's the paradox of 3 churches, Presbyterian, Methodist, and Episcopal, sponsoring one project, and yet with not one dime of church money involved. For the manor, hear this, is being paid for and perpetuated on an entirely non-profit basis by the members, by the people who live there, if they choose, for the rest of their lives. Now, probably the debate will never be resolved whether it's better for us in our retirement years to live with relatives, or to stay in the decaying old homestead, or to move into a community of cottages where there is some help with keeping the grass cut and the furnace fueled, or whether this is best of all. The answer to that question is necessarily as varied as individuals are varied. Some folks I cannot imagine being happily uprooted. Others have always yearned for a degree of security which their years of work should have earned for them, but they've not been able to afford anything as lovely as this. There are 16 million Americans over 65. Just think, in early America, life expectancy was 27. And it continues to increase. 1975, there will be more than 20 million Americans over 65. And when we conquer heart disease and cancer, more and more Americans of retirement age are going to be unwilling to retire to do nothing. They'll insist on retiring to do something, and perhaps this is a lighthouse out on Barneberg Hill, showing others elsewhere the way to mature in dignity and comfort. I'm very glad I made this side trip, somewhat off the beaten path for a newsman, because from here I can see across the horizon to tomorrow, and it's a beautiful view. And though I am not yet so far over the hill that I would deny the ecstasy of blossom time, this is the crest of the hill, and I can see from here that Indian summer can be the loveliest time of the year. From Medford, Oregon, Paul Harvey. Good day.